All right, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. Welcome today, folks, everybody. It's Monday. Hallelujah. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine. And I want to welcome everybody who's watching us on Facebook or, you're watching us on YouTube. And if you are, folks, we want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel, okay? So right here, I did it the first time, too. Subscribe. There's a little thing. Smash that little subscribe button, folks, so you can keep up to date with whenever we update our page or posts and stuff like that. Let me refresh here because we're live on Facebook right now, and we post the show all over the place. So I want to encourage everybody, don't miss this, guys. We have such insight into we have such insight into what's going on in Las Vegas that sometimes, you know what, if you miss it, you're going to miss something good. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We've definitely hit the airwaves earlier, and we were able to get a jump on everything else that's going on. And so just make sure you subscribe and stuff like that. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Where's my page at here? There we go. Hopefully you had a great weekend. I know we had a really fantastic weekend. We had a visiting. So this weekend, not only were we watching sports, and we're going to talk about the Raiders. Yes, we're going to talk about the Raiders. And I got a beef with this, folks, because, and we'll talk a little bit more about this, because we were asking some questions leading up to the game, and I was so surprised at some of the feedback we got. It's amazing. Also, I want you to say something about my shirt, because you know what? This is very... so for those of you who don't realize it, I am not in this particular room right here. This is actually a generated background, so I have to use a green screen to show you what this looks like. And so you normally cannot wear green when because you have a green screen behind you, and but I'm wearing a green vest, and I wonder, that's actually a green shirt. It's kind of green, and a green vest, and you actually can see it. Now, you can't see it in its vibrant color that normally is, but you can still see it. So comment on it. Tell me what you think of my green vest, and if that's cool. So let's do this, folks. Let's take a break here really early, and we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the Raiders. We're going to talk about some cool things that happened this weekend, all a part of Livin in Vegas. Sherman Ray. I'll be back in just a minute. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, you caught me drinking some coffee. It's so good. You ever have that cup of coffee in the morning, and it's just good, and that's always the first cup of coffee, and then the rest of the day, no matter what you drink, you always think about that first cup. Well, that's where I'm at right now, thinking about this cup of coffee. It's just fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about the 800-pound gorilla that's in the audience. Well, this weekend, the Raiders were playing. And before I talk about the game, well, let's just talk about the game real quick. So the Raiders lost. I know. It's just, what are you going to do? So they played the first half, and they looked great. They were up, I think it was 17-0 or something like that in the first half. Yeah. 17 unanswered points against the Jaguars. And then the last half of the game, they just got, there was just two halves. They scored the first half. They didn't score in the second half. So they scored in the first half 17 unanswered points, and then tack on Daniel Carlson's 40th straight made field goal, and they ran back into the visiting room with 20-10 lead at halftime. So 20-10, we were up. My gosh, that's pretty doggone good. And then the second half, we just got closed out. So here's the interesting thing about it, though. And I'm on my, we're on our group page for Livin in Vegas right now. And so this is very interesting. I said, okay, guys, guess what? I asked this question a couple days ago. And I said, hey, guys, how many of you are going to watch the Raiders game this weekend? And who's going to have a Raider watch party? Oh, my gosh. Folks, this was like not even funny. People said, I'm going to watch the World Series. Forget about the Raiders, you know. Win, lose, draw, you know, Vegas, they're going to have somebody said win, lose, or draw, people will be at their bar in Vegas, and they'll have tons of supporters. That was the only positive answer to the whether or not you're going to watch the Raider game. And everything else was pretty negative. People are going, no, they suck. They hate them, that kind of stuff. I'm thinking, man, that sucks. And then, after we lost, it got even worse. Where people are going, nah, overpaid quarterback, and blah, blah, blah. You know, it just got worse. I would read all of them, folks, but it got bad. So, of course, we continued the conversation with another post on our Facebook page. And if some of you wonder what Facebook page we're talking about, our Livin in Vegas Facebook page. So Livin with no G, Livin, Livin in Vegas, Facebook page, or actually group page. We've got, I don't know, close to 900 people on or so. So I said, look, we lost the game, and because we've only won 2 games, so we've lost like 6 or whatever. It's really bad. And so the question I asked was, what phrase describes the Raiders' season so far? Right? Okay, here it goes. How about I'm going to read a couple of these. These are so funny. Somebody put up just laughing. So I think they thought it was funny. Another person put up a friend of mine named Jan. She put up, oh, brother. Oh, brother. And it's not even with the R on it. It's Winnie the Pooh. Oh, bother. Another one said, Lord help us. These are phrases that describe the Raiders' season so far. Another one said, hot garbage. Like garbage. Hot garbage. And that was my old physical therapist. Isn't that bad? That's terrible. Hot garbage. Wow. And I put the prettiest girl at the dance without a partner. It's just kind of the way it is. I'm sure we will get more. So if you want to join our Facebook page, you can come to our Facebook page and our group, or the page. So we have both of them. Livin in Vegas. You can do the group page. You can just join that. And you can like our Facebook page, Livin in Vegas. Well, we're suffering. There's no doubt about it. We are suffering, and it's just a bad deal. So we're gonna have to do something. But let's stay on the subject of sports, and got a lot of sports going on, folks. Let's do this one first. Story, and then we'll get to something else. So we have a new lacrosse team called the Las Vegas Desert Dogs. The Las Vegas Desert Dogs. Many of you remember the owner of that is Wayne Gretzky, hockey guy. And they finished their first formal training camp, and for their first year, because they're just starting this year, our first professional team. And they were up in Toronto, Ontario, though. So why are we up in Toronto? Is it just because it's a Wayne Gretzky thing? Come on, really? So the National Lacrosse League will be starting here pretty doggone soon. Our first exhibition games for the Desert Dogs, November 11th, which is just like next week. And we'll be playing against the San Diego Seals. That's who it is. November the 11th at 3 p.m. And then against the Halifax Thunderbirds. the 13th, 3 p.m. And so, very cool. So we got a lot of stuff going on, and then we'll go back to. Well, they'll return to Vegas for more training on November 19th through the 20th. So if you want to go out there and check that out, they're going to have. You have to pay to watch them practice. Okay, whatever. and so, some people are doing that. I mean, some people really like it. And we'll leave a link to the Las Vegas Desert Dogs on our website at livininvegas.com. You can get more information about them if you want to get season tickets, that kind of stuff. We're sports capital of the world, folks. We really are. We are just so sports tight. It's ridiculous. Speaking of sports, let's continue with sports. Many of you know that we are going to host a Formula One rally here next year. And so they've already got Formula One cars driving up and down the strip, taking pictures of it, promo type stuff. Well, interesting thing about it is that they are already renting out rooms over on the strip, and the prices are like watching the Adele, Adele. I know, Adele is that her name? It's not Adele, it's Adele, or Adele is her name. So you got to say it right. She doesn't want to correct everybody, but we're saying her name wrong. It's not Adele. It's Adele, something like that. So they've been racing up and down the strip with this, Formula One car, which is my favorite road racing spectacle to watch. I love NASCAR. I really do. But if you gave me a choice between watching NASCAR or Formula One all day long. Lewis Hamilton's my boy. What's up? And I love NASCAR, but Formula One's the one. So they've been driving up and down the strip, and now they're talking about the prices of tickets, though, for room reservations. Oh, yeah. And here's the deal, folks. They say that people who are Europeans, people who follow Formula One racing, are wealthy. So they're used to the higher prices. Okay. How about $1,500 a night? A night, or $700, or the link boasts $750 a night and above, $750 a night. Okay, so here's the deal, folks. And tickets for Formula One racing run from $500 to $10,000 to go watch a Formula One race. So if you would like to gift me with a ticket to a Formula One race, please send it to info@livininvegas.com. That's info@livininvegas. I have no shame, no qualms about asking for tickets. Would love to go. Love it. I would love it. I will be your friend forever. Tickets for the Formula One race, once again, $500 to $10,000. And the folks downtown, on the strip are saying, hey, folks who are coming here, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for them to come to Las Vegas. They don't care about the price. They're willing to pay the $1,500 on top of the $10,000 that they might have to pay. To me, it's just great. So we asked this other question on our Facebook page. And the question was, because we're into Old Vegas. And really, that's where I'm at. I love Old Vegas. Love what it was like growing up here. I grew up here. Many of you know this, that I grew up here in Las Vegas. I've been here since '63, folks. I know. Some of you are counting. All right, I'll tell you. I'm not a young spring chicken anymore. You could tell by the gray on my face and the lack of follicle, on my top of my cabeza. So I've been speaking a lot of Spanish lately. So I'm used to old school prices. We used to watch the Mint 400. We would go and rent a suite out at the Golden Nugget downtown. And there were 4 or 5 of us. And so we rented out a suite, not just a room, a suite. And there was 2 rooms, 2-room suites. It was big, double room. I think it cost us $60. We were in high school, and we rented out for $60. You ain't going to get that anymore. So we asked a question on our Facebook page, and once again, I want to welcome anybody who's come on to our Facebook page. And I can see if you put a question or something like that on there. That how many of you remember, what do you miss about the good old days of Las Vegas? And people said, hey, I miss the good old days. Yeah. can't go that far back. Big city, small town feel. That's what it was. A big city, small town feel. We are definitely moving away from that, folks. We are going high scale, high class, and I'm glad I own a little bit of property here now. And if you haven't bought it yet, folks, you might want to really think about buying it before it's too late. That was a story about that. Oh, let's talk about this before we take another break. Before we take another break, let's talk about what's going on downtown. Downtown, or just off downtown, it's actually in Ward 1, which is the first ward in Las Vegas. Charleston Boulevard and Rancho, that area. Between Rancho and Valley View, and between Charleston and Alta, to be specific. Because you got to be specific on this stuff. Nothing wrong with being specific and specificity. Those are my new words. Many of you know that the medical district, which is in that area, specifically Charleston and Alta, Shadow Lane, that kind of stuff, that they are going to be building up that area as the medical district of Las Vegas. Well, to this point right now, they've done some things to help you get into that area, but really they haven't really built anything yet. So right now you have down the UMC, Valley Hospital's down that way, but there's really nothing else going on down there. So I guess they're going to do some groundbreaking on some improvements. 2023, they say this article says it's starting widening of Charleston Boulevard in the Las Vegas Medical District. That was a tweet that was put out by the city of Las Vegas. Yeah, and they're going to need, so they're going to, part of that enhancement is going to be new traffic signals, a new water line, storm drain facilities, that kind of stuff. So we'll look forward to, it's not going to be pretty, folks. It's just not going to be pretty to try to navigate down there. And it's tough down there as it is, so they really need to widen it. I remember when I was running for city council, and this was the ward I was running in Ward 1, where the medical district is at, what the widening is going to be at, who's going to lose some of their property. I think it's going to be on the south side of Charleston is where they're going to lose some of their walkway, that kind of stuff, because I've been watching a steady progression of buying up of properties, that kind of, and not really filling it back in. So that's what's going on down there. Okay. Anyways, let's do this. Let's take a real quick break, folks. We'll be back in just a second for more of the Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm your host, Sherman Ray. Back in just a minute. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, and we are back, folks. It's Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, places, trends, events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, folks, think living local and the return of cool. You like this? I got a little collar. I even got a vest on, folks. I wore a vest today. I love vests. I really do. I'm looking for some. I'm going to go. So what I'm going to do in the next for the next few weeks is we're going to be going shopping to some of places we never go shopping, but that I've heard is the new trend. And the new trend is thrift stores. That's right. Thrift stores. And so that's where we're going. So I'm going to go and see if I can find some vests, because I love vests. And this one's actually, I've had this one forever. And I think my daughter got this one from a thrift store for me. So I need some of this. I think actually, I know she got me a pair of jeans too. It's not the jeans I'm wearing now. But, so a lot of clothes my daughter has bought me are from thrift stores, and I love them. I mean, I love them. And then I don't have to go shopping for me. She knows my size, and so I've got to talk to her, as a matter of fact, too, because she bought me a pair of shoes. I wanted her to get me some more shoes. Oh, okay. So let's get back. So be on the outlook for that, folks. We will actually have more reports where we'll go live and we'll take you with us when we go out shopping. Okay, thrift stores. So guess who's in town this weekend? Former President Bill Clinton, old Slick Willie, was back in town, and he was rallying for Catherine Cortez Masto, who finds herself embroiled in a dogfight with Adam the Crusher Laxalt, or Adam the Slayer, because it looks like Adam Laxalt's going to beat Catherine Cortez Masto. Yeah, it does. It looks like she's the quiet one who's been really. She got into office a few years back, and she's a first-term senator, and it looks like she's going to go down to defeat. And it looks like there's actually going to be, no matter what anybody does anymore, there's going to be a huge change in the guard. I believe what we're going to see also, and I think we're going to see a change in the guard here in Nevada, and it's not Nevada. Some people are saying. I don't know how people from New York who go, "Hey, how you doing? I'm from the Bronx," or whatever, and they say Nevada. Where the heck do you get that from? You don't even sound like you can't even say ice cream. But it's Nevada. So just we really get uptight about that when you don't say our state right. We don't call you New York. You say New York, because that's how you guys say it. So call Nevada, Nevada, because home means Nevada. Don't you think? I don't think so. Okay, so I think we're going to see a changing of the guard here in Nevada, probably from the top down. These are my predictions for tomorrow. Okay, for tomorrow, Election Day. And these are our endorsements, folks. So I really want to let you know right now, these are the candidates that we at Livin in Vegas believe will probably win. We think that they're probably the best people for the state of Nevada. And what we'll do is we'll actually post them on our website. That's what we'll do. Go to our website. You can get our endorsements, okay? Because we're not going to take the time right now. But I believe Adam Laxalt will probably win. And I believe probably at the top of the ticket, Joe Lombardo is probably going to unseat Steve Sisolak. There's going to be a lot of people who are upset because their kids were left out of school for almost 2 years. I being one of them. I have a grandson who is destined to play college ball and probably going to the pros because he's just really good. And the last 3 years of his high school, from 2020, 21, and the beginning of 22, he was basically unable to play football at all. And which means that unless you were going to a top-tier school, Gorman, that kind of stuff, that scouts just were not looking for you. So they were not coming to Bonanza High School. Change the course of not just my child's life, my grandson's life, who I love, but millions upon millions, tens of millions of kids' lives were changed as a result of the COVID pandemic and the subsequent shutdown by those who were in power at the time. And literally an entire generation of kids, their lives were changed. Not just changed, irreconcilably changed to the worse. Not only are their vocations probably were changed, but their ability to earn money, and it's just terrible. And that is something that we're finding out was unnecessary. Not just unnecessary, but unbelievably unnecessary. I would cuss, but I don't cuss. So we're going to see a change in the guard, and that's in response. There's a lot of moms who are like just upset, and not just moms, dads, pretty upset about this. Okay, so let's get back to, and so if you want to get our endorsements, once again, go to our website at livininvegas.com. We will actually post that. Okay, so we're going to post that today. So for those of you who have already voted, this doesn't apply to you, but those of you who are going to the polls tomorrow, that'll be it. Caesars Entertainment, folks, is going to bring back BattleBots. Oh my gosh, have you guys seen this? Yes, it's called BattleBots. Okay, it's a show on the Discovery Channel. I've watched it for years, folks. They're going to have a Destruct-a-thon starting February 3rd, and it'll run through Thursday. It'll actually run Thursday and Friday, 6 p.m., And this is going to be very cool. I love battle bots. And what battle bots are these are 250-pound destruction machines that are made by these teams, and they just beat the crap out of each other. They look like tanks. Some of them look just like arms. Some of them are spinning. Some of them actually split into 3 or 4 of them, and then they attack the other guys. It's very fun. You've got to watch it. So we'll put a link to this on our website at livinvegas.com. You can actually check it out. It's so fun. And did you know that they were actually filmed here in Las Vegas? Yeah, it is. It's very, very cool. It's so fun. And if you just like to see carnage and nobody getting hurt, this is the show to watch. It really is, because you see these two 250-pound, tanks come at each other and go, and they're in a little arena, and they come at each other and go, pow, 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 pow. And guys love it because we sit there and do that the whole time. Pow, 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 pow. Make noise. I know, it's so fun. Let's get this story before we have to leave. Okay, UNLV. And once again, this is our UNLV report. The Rebels women in swimming, we beat BYU. Yes! Woo! I know my friend Mike Ballard is not happy because he went to BYU, but I went to UNLV, so I'm very happy. UNLV women's swimming diving team won its dual meet over BYU 139-104. You were so puny, BYU, so puny, and we were so big. While the men were defeated by the Cougars 139-109, whatever. We don't want to talk about that. Friday, Richards Building Pool. So that's very cool. So we actually won, and we'll leave a link to this so you can actually check it out. I'll tell you, UNLV, if you've not watched UNLV, folks, you're missing something. It is so fun to keep up with what the guys and girls are doing over there. This is our future. We will actually probably see them somewhere down the line. It's so fun. And of course, the show would be remiss if we missed our Vegas Golden Knights. I know some of you are probably going, well, how can you say thing about the Vegas Golden Knights? Yes, 7-game win streak. That's the number of perfection, completion. 7. Who did we beat? Montreal? Yeah, 6-4. Yes, we did. That's a 7-game winning streak, folks. You cannot argue with perfection. They are just on fire. VGK is we're 11-2 right now, and for all you naysayers, and I mentioned this on our Facebook page, I said, look, when the Vegas Golden Knights did not get to the playoffs this year, the first time in their franchise history, people wrote them off already, and that's the way we are in Vegas. We just if you aren't winning, you're losing. I know, Rick, that's my homage to Ricky Bobby. If you ain't winning, you're losing. and so they wrote them off. And now they came back, and the guys Stone and all the guys said, we're going to show you. We're going to show you, and then we're going to jack up the prices on our tickets some more. So now we're 11-2. We're the top of our division. And you heard it here, Stanley Cup this year, okay? Stanley Cup this year, folks. I can see it now. So you heard it here first. Anyways, folks, we're done. We're really done with the show, and we'll be back again Wednesday. Once again, keep an eye out for our report on thrift shopping, because I'm going. I'm really going to go shift. I talk to my wife about it. I go, hey, honey, it's cheap. It's cheap, and you can get some really cool stuff. I got to get a vest, some more vests. And if you want to gift me a vest, just contact me, info@livinvegas.com. info@livinvegas.com. Say, hey, Sherm, I got a vest for you, okay? Even if it's an ugly Christmas sweater vest, I love it. I'll take it, okay? Anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for the Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, places, the trends, events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, folks, think living local and the return of the vest. Cool. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.